Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. And first off, today is Wednesday. I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I know that for me and Julie and our family, we're very grateful for the blessings that God has given us, that we are live in this country, that we have the careers we have, that we are able to live the lives we want to live. And so it's a great time to reflect and just be grateful. And I'm really grateful for this community. I'm grateful for everybody that watches my channel and listens to my podcasts and all those different things. You certainly don't have to, and probably better things you could do with your time, but I do appreciate it. And another thing I'm super grateful for is what I have in my collection. And this time that I'm taking to chill out a little bit on buying is allowing me to look back on a lot of things. And I went back and looked at the beginning of my channel. And I have videos on there from long ago when I have like 100 views or something. And that's not the big deal. It's that what it made me realize is that there are tons and tons and tons of things that I have acquired over the years that most of you, especially if you're new to the channel, have never seen. Most people don't go back and just watch old videos. That's just, we're kind of a what have you done for me lately type of community, and that's okay. You know, it's not that it's impossible or that some people don't do it, but it's very rare. Especially if you look and you see that I have, dang near 1,000 videos. Who wants to sit and watch through that? I know I wouldn't. But that being said, this is a time as I'm kind of going through things and just enjoying the collection. I have a piece that I really love that I want to talk about today because it's unique. And it was one of the first items that I got from like a major auction house back. I don't even know when I bought it, quite frankly. I couldn't even tell you. But so glad to go over this with you, do a little history lesson. Was so much fun for me to research and learn about and try to figure out. I've always had this question about when this piece was done. And so I had to kind of start figuring some stuff out. I'll explain that here as I turn the camera around and show you guys this thing. So here we go. Let's take a look at it and just talk through it. Hang on. All right, so here it is. This is a program, is probably the best way to describe it, of baseball's Hall of Fame Civic Luncheon. And it's honoring baseball or ball players of yesterday. And it's this luncheon held in the city of Cincinnati. Doesn't tell me where exactly, which is interesting. It is just an interesting piece, and a lot of people signed this, and I'm gonna go over quite a bit of it, and then even on the back there's a bunch of signatures. So I was trying to go, all right, when would this have been signed? And so you have to think of all the people on here who died the earliest, which is kind of morbid, but the reality of it is you have to kind of figure that out. So I'm going to make this to where it's easier for me to put this down and kind of go through different parts of it. At the top there, you see Jimmy Fox signed it right there. Jimmy Fox died in 1967. You've got Mickey Cochran right there on the left. You've got Carl W. Rich, who was the mayor of Cincinnati. I'll go through that. Cochran died in 1962, by the way. You've got, let's see, who else is on here? Rogers Hornsby is right there. Connie Mack. What's interesting is you'll see Rogers Hornsby's H right here goes, he like wrote all the way, like something happened with his pen, or no wait, that's just him matching that line that's already there. I'm sorry, I thought it looked so perfect. I was like, oh, wait, it can't be right. It's such a perfect line. But you've got again Connie Mack right there. Then down here you've got Tris Speaker, Charles Kid Nichols. That is my only Kid Nichols autograph, is this right here. Down here you've got Charlie Gehringer and Paul Wainer. These are two that I have no idea who they are. the green scribble right there, I don't know. And then the other one that's right here, I don't know who that is. So anyway, that's if anybody knows, you can tell me. But look at, it says introduction of honored let me go higher. Welcome by the Mayor of Cincinnati, Carl W. Rich. And right under that it says introduction of honored guests, members of baseball's Hall of Fame. So here's who was there supposedly. Connie Mack, we know he was there because he signed it. Charles Nichols, Kid Nichols, he signed it. Cy Young, he has not signed this. That would be awesome. Tris Speaker, Jimmy Fox, Carl Hubble, who has also not signed this. Then you've got Paul Wainer, Fred Clark, who did not sign this, Rogers Hornsby, Gehringer, who did, and Mickey Cochran. So what an amazing room to be in, to be part of that. And then you've got the governor of the state of Ohio, Frank Lausche, I think, is right there. He was the governor at the time that this was done. So what I did was I went, okay, when was Carl Rich the mayor of Cincinnati? Well, he had 3 stints as mayor, 47 to 48, 51 to 53, and 55 to 57. Well, we know it can't be 55 to 57 because Kid Nichols died in 1953. So in theory, it could be 51 to 53, somewhere in there, or 47 to 48. So I don't know. And then if you say, well, when was Frank Lausch governor of the state of Ohio? And it was like that entire period he was the governor for, so it was very difficult to pinpoint. But we can tell, certainly pre-1953, this item was obtained and signed. And I just love multiple signed pieces like this. I cannot tell you how much this kind of stuff is awesome. I would love to get this slab someday, just as a measure of protection. I mean, authenticity of the autographs would be good to get backed up, although I'm not really worried about it. I bought this from an auction house. There was no authentication at the time when I bought it, but or maybe I should just cut it up and cut up all the autographs and make cuts. Just kidding. I would never ruin a piece of history like this. But how cool would it have been to be at this luncheon? And I can't even imagine how awesome that was. Tickets were probably like $1 or something back then, but very, very cool. What's even more not more interesting, but also interesting, because this is all pretty awesome. But on the back is a list of signatures, and that's it. You got all the way down from Paul Daffy Dean, who of course was the brother of Dizzy Dean. In the 1934 World Series, Daffy was 2-0 with a 1.0 ERA. So I looked up all these players just to see, some of them I had never heard of, honestly. Most of them I had, but there's even a Hall of Famer on here. Then you've got Hank Wise. He was a pitcher for the 1945 Cubs World Series team. What's interesting about Hank Wise, a fun fact about him, is he was the last Cubs pitcher to pitch in a World Series game until John Lester in 2016, when John Lester started Game 1. Hank finished Game 7 of the 45 World Series. So, interesting Cubs note there. And you've got Dale Mitchell. He was a great outfielder, .312 career batting average. Interesting fact about Dale Mitchell, he was the last out in Don Larson's perfect World Series game, which was Game 5 of the 56 World Series. So, congratulations, Dale Mitchell. Mickey Owen, another catcher. It's funny, you got Mickey Cochran on the front and Mickey Owen on the back. All these catchers named Mickey. Mickey was a good catcher. He was a 4-time All-Star back in the day. The next name I was not familiar with at all, and when I started doing some research, I found it fascinating. Tom Greenwade, who is right there. Tom Greenwade. Wow. He was a scout, and he was the guy that Branch Rickey assigned to go scout for a player that could break the color barrier in the major leagues. And so he scouted Jackie Robinson. and gave a report to Branch Rickey that, yep, this kid has the talent and the temperament to be able to break the color barrier. He's also famous for scouting and signing Mickey Mantle, along with Elston Howard and a bunch of other guys that Tom Greenwade scouted. And that's a profession in the major leagues that I think goes largely unsung. These guys that go out and hunt for talent, and when you find it, you have an eye for it, and Tom Greenwade obviously did. So next up is Ken Boyer, who is, of course, St. Louis Cardinals great, 1964 National League MVP. You got Allie Reynolds, who was a great pitcher for the New York Yankees. He was 6-time All-Star, won 6 World Series, 1947, and then 49 all the way to 53. So he was pretty terrific. Hall of Famer Red Schoendienst. And then you've got the perplexing autograph on this piece, and that's Denny Mclean. I think that's Denny Mclean's signature, but Denny Mclean on this piece makes 0 sense whatsoever. Meaning, I think it was gotten at some point post event. It's pretty interesting though. It's very similar ink. I mean, just a ballpoint pen, but I don't know. Denny Mclean wasn't even born until 1944. So if this piece had to happen, or this event had to happen before 1953, I don't think Denny Mclean would be there, signing his name at the age of 8. So, I don't know. It's a really weird addition to this piece. I don't like adding signatures after the fact, but obviously someone did, because Denny Mclean didn't come to prominence until the 60s, and why you would have him sign a piece like this. So anyway, let me turn it back around, put it up here, have you guys take one more look at it. And yeah, that is my Baseball Hall of Fame Civic Luncheon program. Love this piece, love pieces like this. If you'd like to see more stuff like this, I have a ton of it and would be happy to show it off. So let me know what you think down below. And thanks for watching again. Everybody have a great, safe, happy Thanksgiving. We'll talk to you soon. Go Cowboys.